Call the meeting to order. Will you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Mayor Paul.
Here.
Vice Mayor Whitman.
Here.
Councilmember Starkey. Here. Councilmember Lewis.
Here.
Mr. Lameth.
Here.
Mr. Lewis. Here. Mr. Holstein.
Here.
Mr. Weinthal.
Here.
Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you very much. First order of business, I'd like to call on Mr. Ackerman for our first quarter financial.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, council members. I am Bill Ackerman, your Budget and Finance Director. All right, let's saddle up and take a ride through the numbers. This presentation is related to our first quarter for fiscal year 2026. It carries through October 1st through December 31st, 2025. This does not include the first budget amendment that was approved a few weeks ago. It is worth noting that we don't use any one-time revenue sources or reserves for any ongoing revenue expenses. All right, so the slide we have in front of us, we're going to see a few times today. The first column has our revenues, which break out between ad valorem, local utility and other taxes, permit fees and assessments, intergovernmental, charges for services, fines and forfeitures, miscellaneous and other. The second column is our original budget. The third column are our actual first quarter results, and the final column is the percentage received. Through the first quarter of fiscal year 2026, we've received approximately 54% of our revenues, which is basically on par for previous years. Last year was approximately 56%. So for the upcoming slides, you'll see a line that's highlighted. That is the line that I'm focusing on. The first one is ad valorem revenues. Ad valorem makes up approximately 41% of our general fund budget. At the moment, as of the first quarter, we were at 83% of our revenue. Normally, we're at approximately 88 or 89% of our revenues at this time. However, in December of 2025, we received 2 payments instead of 3 that we normally receive. We did receive the third payment, but it came in January 2nd. It's nothing we're concerned with. It was just a timing issue. So as of this moment, we are expected to receive the full amount for ad valorem for fiscal year 2026. The next line we're going to go over is our local utility and other taxes. Overall, most of the revenue stream, as you can see here, does not show 3 months that we have received. That's just strictly a timing issue as to when we receive the money from the source. We are not at any jeopardy of not receiving the full amount of the revenues for the fiscal year. It's just a timing issue. So overall, for local utility and other taxes, we are on pace to hit the 25%, the 100% mark as of fiscal year 2026. As of the end of the first quarter, for local option fuel tax, we only received 1 payment at 9%. We will continue to monitor this category based on the subsequent receipts of revenue that we got for this category. The next one is communication services tax. We received 2 payments as of 12/31, and it's approximately 20%. Revenues trend to indicate stable performance for this category. For FP&L utility taxes, we received 2 payments as of December 31st at approximately 23%. At least at the moment for this category, we are expecting revenue to exceed budget. Overall, the collections are tracking in line with projections for this category. The next one we're going to take a look at are permit fees and assessments. Overall, this category is tracking favorably. We're going to start with fire assessment and stormwater assessment. Similar to ad valorem, we do receive this revenue early in the fiscal year. So for fire assessment, we're at 84%, and for stormwater assessment, we're at 86%. Right now, we are performing in line with expectations quarter to date for those 2 categories. Next, we have FP&L franchise fees. We've only received 1 payment as of December 31st, and we were at 10% for that month. Lastly, for building permits and engineering permits, we were at 26% for building permits, 16% for engineering permits. It is worth noting that subsequent to the first quarter, both building permits and engineering permits are scheduled to be over budget for the fiscal year, which is good news. Next category is intergovernmental revenue. Within this category, we have grants revenue. The grants revenue in this category we have not received yet, which is approximately $1.1 million. Some of the grant revenue that we're expecting to receive is PD related, called a SACI grant. That's a grant for sexual assault kits, which include DNA and cold cases as well. That's approximately $600,000. Also in this category for administration, we have the Vulnerability Assessment Study Grant of approximately $400,000. These two revenue sources are budgeted. However, we have not received anything yet through the first quarter. Within intergovernmental revenue, we have two main categories, state revenue sharing and half-cent sales tax. These two categories make up approximately 89% of this category. For fiscal year 2026, we had to lower our revenue estimates for these two categories based on 2025 actuals and 2026 and future estimates and forecasted amounts. Although for state revenue sharing, we are at 25% at the moment for December 31st, we are projecting an actual decrease for this category based on information we have received from the state. So we will continue to monitor that category. Also for half-cent sales tax, through the 2 months we received, about 15%, that category is doing a little better. Overall, these two revenue sources will continue to be monitored on an ongoing basis. And it is worth noting this revenue there are taxes that come from the state, they collect them, and then they pass them down to the town of Davie. The next category is charges for services, fines, and forfeitures. This category is currently at 25% and consists of a variety of revenue sources. It includes the contract we have with Southwest Ranches. It includes our contract we have for red light cameras. It includes our school speed zone as well as our annual fire inspections and ambulance transport fees. In taking a look at some of the categories, we'll look at the contractual services first with Southwest Ranches. It is a little odd to show that we have collected 4 months at 33% for this category, but we do invoice them at 1 month in ahead. So that's why it shows a little off that we've collected a little more. For parks and recreational revenue, we are at 19% after 3 months. It appears to be on the low end, but that category consists of adult sports, basketball, soccer, pool and fitness room, recreational classes, and it's seasonal. So we are expected by the end of the fiscal year to hit 100% at the Parks, Recreational, Cultural Arts revenue. Lastly, EMS transport fees, we're at 22% after 3 months. It appears to be slightly on the low end, but we are expecting to hit revenues by the end of the fiscal year. The next category is miscellaneous and other. Miscellaneous and other are two distinct categories within one. Miscellaneous includes categories such as interest and income revenue, temporary tower lease revenues, private donations, and concession revenues. The other category includes different categories such as use of reserves, interfund transfers, and the administrative fee that utilities pays to the town of Davie's general fund. So in taking a look a little more detail in these categories, within the miscellaneous revenues, you can see interest and investment income is doing well through the first quarter of 2026. We're at nearly 35% there. We have on the books, we have as budgeted line item for the donation of the DeGeorge Club Gym. It's a private donation. We have not yet received that revenue. We may not get it this fiscal year, so it may move forward to fiscal year 2027 as well. But at the same time, we have expenditures associated with it, and none of those expenditures will be spent until we have the revenue secured. On the other portion of this category, so we have miscellaneous and other, on the other portion of that, we have money set aside from reserves of approximately $5.6 million. Some of that revenue is going to go towards the wetland maintenance, development incentives, tree preservation reserves, the opioid programs, as well as funding that's going to the capital improvement program for fiscal year 2026. The interfunds transfers that includes a couple of categories. Primarily, it includes the Community Redevelopment Agency. They transfer $2 million to the general fund this year based on a loan that we gave to them. They're paying us back $2 million this year. Right now, that category is showing 0%. We'll be doing that transfer in the near future. Lastly, in this category, we have contributions from the enterprise operations. That's basically the utilities fund giving over to the town of Davie's 5% of their operating revenue. We have made the 3 transfers for October, November, and December. That category will be on target by the end of the fiscal year. Next, we're going to focus on the general fund expenditures snapshot. In the first column here, we have major categories such as personnel services, operating, capital outlay and grant, debt services, and other uses. Then we're going to talk about the original budget for those categories, the actual first quarter results, and the percentage spent on each of those categories. Overall expenditures are tracking in line with the budget. With the exception of risk is on the high end, but that's anticipated because we make our premiums at the beginning of the fiscal year. So we'll start with personnel. Personnel services includes salaries and the benefits associated with the salaries. Health benefits, it could be pension benefits, workers' comp benefits, and so forth. Right now, we are anticipating to be at 22% of the fiscal year through December 31st, 2025. As we can see, we're below that amount at 20%. That's due to vacancies. However, when we have vacancies, we do have to transfer some money to overtime to cover for those vacancies. But right now, we anticipate being at or below budget for personnel services towards the end of the fiscal year. The next line is the operating expenditures. We are at 17%, which appears that we are well positioned within that category. Some of the items that are included in the operating expenditures include professional services, contractual services, we have the information technology chargebacks, electric, fuel, and vehicle usage. Within the capital outlay and grants category, we have items in there that strictly belong to stormwater expense type projects, body-worn cameras, and development incentives. The $974,000 you see spent there is primarily due on the body-worn cameras of about $841,000. The debt service you can see right now has zero expenditures in there because we had nothing to do with the first quarter. We'll have debt service payments made during the second quarter of fiscal year 2026. And then lastly, the other uses, we have made a $5.2 million to the Community Redevelopment Agency Fund for their tax increment financing. Some of that other funding we have not transferred out yet includes money used for the capital projects, as well as for the CIP, and we also have to do a $2 million transfer to the debt service fund for the special obligation bonds that we issued back in 2021. So at this point, overall, the first quarter, the town's budget is performing within expectations. Staff will continue to closely monitor the revenues and expenditures throughout the year, and we will address any significant variances or trends as they develop. This concludes our first quarter presentation. Mayor, any questions?
Thank you very much. Does anybody have any questions? Yes.
I have a question and a statement. Some of the revenues that we were supposed to be receiving from the state, is there a reason why we're not really up to the first quarter as expected?
Right now, and this has been here since I've been here, it's a timing issue. They're about 2 months in arrears, but we always get the funding, and it's never been an issue with them. It's just how they
just haven't
function.
caught up yet.
Correct. And
Okay.
I would say they never will. This is just a timing thing that's just consistent year to year.
And then the other one was the FPNL. I think they were behind too. So is there a
Nope,
reason
this
for
is-
that too?
Nope, the same reason. It's just October 31st comes and goes. They send us the payment at the end of November, beginning of December. It's never been an issue with them making their payments.
Yeah, they finally catch up on the second
They've actually caught up
quarter.
over time. They've actually caught over time, but it's just the timing as to when they make the payment, because they have to get all their revenues in first, do the calculation, then send it to us. So it just takes a little time for that. But we're always made whole with them.
Okay, and also, I just want to thank you, because I think Davie and my colleagues and everybody with staff, Davie's one of the most transparent governments. Every time I hear legislation in Tallahassee and some of the other municipalities around the state, and they're all saying and complaining that they have to put stuff online, or they have to, do things this way or that way. We never have a problem. We put it out there, we make sure we have public meetings, public hearings, and the public is always welcome to give comments, and these quarterly reports as well as other things are always beneficial. So I want to thank you and staff, Mr. Lamack, and everyone who is involved in this, because I really think that that is what is expected of good government. So thank you.
Very nicely said, Susan. Couldn't have said it better. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we appreciate knowing what the budget process is all about. It's a full year process. As soon as you get finished with one budget, you're starting on the next. So it's a lot of work, and we appreciate it. Going on to the consent agenda, let me do the tablings. The applicant is requesting a tabling to May 20th of the site plan for Wyatt Estates. Can I do these together? They have to be, no, it's quasi, so I have to do it alone.
Yes, Mayor.
Some learning. It takes me a little while.
Okay.
May I have a motion to table Wyatt Estates site plan to May 20th?
Motion to table number 15, site plan for Wyatt till May 20th.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Lewis.
Yes.
Councilmember Starkey.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Whitman.
Yes.
Mayor Paul.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. There's also a tabling request by the applicant to May 20th for the plat for Wyatt Estates. May I have a motion?
I'll make the motion for number 16 plat.
Second?
To table?
To table, I'm
to
sorry.
May 20th.
To
Right.
May 20th,
Yes, ma'am.
sorry.
And then we had a second. Roll call?
Mayor Paul,
Yes,
Vice Mayor Whitman.
Yes.
Councilmember Starkey.
Yes.
Councilmember Lewis.
Yes.
Motion passes.
thank you. The applicant is requesting the following has been tabled also to May 20th. These are quasi-judicial hearings. 19, the land use amendment. May I have a motion?
Motion to table number 19, land use amendment to May 20th.
Second,
Roll call?
Councilmember Starkey.
Yes.
Councilmember Lewis.
Yes.
Mayor Paul.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Whitman.
Yes.
Motion passes.
And number 20, rezoning Wyatt Estates to May 20th. Motion.
I'll make the motion number 20, rezoning, to table to May 20th.
Second?
Roll call?
Vice Mayor Whitman.
Yes.
Councilmember Lewis.
Yes.
Councilmember Starkey.
Yes.
Mayor Paul.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Taking a look at the consent agenda, is there anything that needs to be pulled? Does anybody want to pull anything? Seeing none, may I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll make the motion to approve the consent agenda.
Seconded.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's unanimous, thank you. And we're moving on to public hearing portion of the meeting. Number 17 is a code amendment. This is a first reading, with the second and final reading to be held on March 4th. Mr. Weinthal, would you read the ordinance by title, please?
Yes, Mayor. In ordinance of the Town of Davie, Florida, creating Chapter 4, Article 4, Section 64, titled Classification of Dogs as Dangerous, Owner Requirements of Dangerous Dogs, deleting Chapter 4, Article 4, Section 69, titled Owners Responsible for Actions of Their Dogs, amending Chapter 4, Article 4, Section 61, Definitions, 63, Running at Large, 63.1, Dog Attack, 65.4, Dog Waste and Disposal, Enforcement Procedures, Violations and Penalties, 67, Owners Duty when dog bites a human or is bitten by another animal, 68, Violations, Penalties, providing for severability, providing for an effective date.
Thank you very much. If there's any member of the public that wishes to speak for or against this, you may come forward at this time. Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing. Any discussion from council? I just want to say that this is important. We've had so many attacks, dog attacks against animals, against people, that it's important for us to tidy this up. Could I have a motion to approve in a second? Yeah, do you want to say something?
If I could ask a question of our town attorney on this. If somebody were to come into my house and my dog bite them, am I held to a different standard since it was defense? Or am I in trouble because my dog bit somebody?
So if someone comes to your home and they are threatening you, and your dog bites that person to defend you, your family, or others, you're not liable, and that's delineated in this code.
Okay.
If you want to give me 60 seconds, I can pull it exactly up, but that is covered in there.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. I wasn't sure of that, and I wanted to ask.
That is in there.
Okay,
That is in
okay.
there.
Okay, I'm
Thank
good.
you.
Thank you.
So could we have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second?
Roll call?
Councilmember Lewis.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Whitman.
Yes.
Councilmember Starkey.
Yes.
Mayor Paul.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Number 18 is a code amendment. Mr. Weinthal, will you read the ordinance by title?
Yes, Mayor. In order to the Town of Davie, Florida, amending Chapter 4, Article 3, Section 4-43, titled Impoundment, creating Chapter 4, Article 3, Section 4-49, titled Running at Large Prohibited, creating Chapter 4, Article 3, Sections 4-50, Violation, Penalties, providing for severability, providing for conflicts, and providing for an effective date.
This is going, a public hearing will be held on March 4th. If any member of the public wishes to speak for or against this, You can come forward at this time. It's an open public hearing. Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing. Any discussion by council?
Nope.
May I have a, what?
I read it and I'm ready to go.
You want to make a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Do you need to title it? Approve the code amendment?
Number 18, code amendment.
Thank you.
You seconded it? Okay, roll call.
Councilmember Lewis,
Yes.
Councilmember Starkey,
Yes.
Mayor Paul,
Yes,
Vice Mayor Whitman.
Yes.
Motion passes.
thank you very much. That closes the public hearing portion of the meeting. Are there any appointments, board, committee appointments? Don't see none. Number 22. As you recall, during the last council meeting, we announced the opening of the District 2 Town Council seat. As such, the town clerk received interest from two individuals, Daniel Alfonso and Louis Arvello. The town clerk has certified these two individuals as qualified for office and has provided their information for town council's consideration. Their letters of interest and resumes were provided in the agenda backup, and I'm prepared at this time to either have a discussion or to entertain a motion. Yes?
Mayor, I'd like to go ahead and make an emotion. I'll go ahead and make an emotion for Dr. Alfonso for this place. I've had an opportunity to get to know him in the last couple of years. I feel he's uniquely qualified, and I'm glad that he's wanting to step up and help us on this.
Okay.
I'll second that.
You second that? Do we need to do a voice vote, or you want to do a roll
Roll
call.
vote?
Yeah.
Okay, figures.
Councilmember Starkey,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Whitman,
Yes.
Mayor Paul,
Yes,
Councilmember Lewis.
Yes.
Motion passes.
thank you very much. At this point, what I recommend, congratulations. I recommend that we have,
Yeah, let him say a few words.
I recommend that we have the swearing-in ceremony before the CRA and the town council meetings on March 4th at 5:30. That way, he can sit as a board member and a council member for that evening's meeting,
Would he like to say a few words, Mayor?
if you'd like.
I think so.
Wow, thank you. I want to say to the council members, mayor, vice mayor, it's an honor, and I want to thank you for trusting me with this honor, and I promise that I will work with you and the administration to represent the residents of the district as best as I can, in a collaborative manner.
Thank you.
That's all.
And Dr. Alfonso, if you'll contact the town clerk to coordinate the swearing-in ceremony, and we'll move ahead with that. And then, would you please post this publicly and add it to all of our calendars?
Yes, Mayor. I will.
Okay, thank you. And I just want to say again how much we appreciate and will miss Carol. She was a very, very special woman. She loved everybody. She cared very deeply for everyone. And she had a special knack about her. As a special ed teacher, she was able to relate and work with so many different people with warmth and understanding. So you got some shoes to fill, although they're a little smaller than yours. There's no new business. Of course, our next meeting is March 4th. Just a reminder that Wednesday, April 1st is canceled. Vice Mayor, would you like to do your comments?
Thank you, Mayor. Sure. Okay, I've only got one. The Town of Davie's 89th Annual Orange Blossom Festival Parade and Rodeo is February 27th, March 1st. We have a kickoff concert on Friday, February 27th from 6 to 9 out here at Bamford Sports Complex. We have the we have the Roots and Boots Parade Saturday morning at 10 a.m. on February 28th, right out here at Bamford. Then we have following later that day, February 28th at 10 to 6. And Sunday, March 1st, 10 to 4, we have the festival going on out here at Bamford. And then we have also the rodeo, February 28th and March 1st, 7:30 p.m. on Saturday and 2 p.m. on Sunday. So come on out and help us celebrate.
Yahoo!
That's all I got, Mayor. Thanks.
Thank you. Susan?
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, I want to congratulate Monsignor Ed from St. Bonaventure for becoming a Monsignor. I mean, it's a pretty big deal when you're a Catholic to be nominated as a priest to be a Monsignor. So we're very proud of him. I've worked with him on a number of issues over the years. Must be 30 years, and you know him as well. So we're really happy and congratulate him and the parish for that. Second, I want to welcome our new district council member, and I look forward to working with you. I've worked with you on some other issues with either NOVA or sometimes the Chamber of Commerce, so I know that you'll be well and ready to fulfill your obligation. And to the other applicant, Lewis, congratulations for putting your nomination in, because I think that that shows bravery in your youth, and as we look forward to young leaders coming up in our community, I think that's a blessing, so thank you for that. Also, I want to thank Debbie and Cheryl and all of the staff members in the room that are responsible for the topping off project that we had for the development called the District. It's one of our major developments that's going to be on the 441 corridor that will be 22-story buildings with 5 of those 22-story buildings, and they had the topping off. Who'd have believed that 20 years ago when we approved that transit-oriented corridor, who'd have believed that it had come to fruition now? And that was one thing I couldn't get my head around when that project came forward, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's already here? You figured 20 years from now, you know, bigger buildings on the corridor, which everybody planned for and the county encouraged, and we did that. So I want to thank you. That was very interesting, and they have over 1,000 employees that are employed to build this project. Sometimes there's about 400 on a daily basis that are there and working, and that's jobs in and helping our economy as well. And I think that'll be a great return to the town of Davie, and it's the town's first billion-dollar project. So your tax base will be improved once those projects are increased. So we look forward to them not only as good businesses and good tenants coming in town, but also as a tax base to help offset a lot of the problems that might be facing us with the legislation that may, you know, kind of mess up our homestead exemptions with our ad valorem taxes. So there's a lot of issues, and I'll segue back into the legislators. It's interesting that one of the bills that are being floated around is that transparency bill for all the other cities around the state of Florida to post their budgets online. We do that. For another thing that I was excited to see, we have a program that will easily segue into all of the employees' travel. That's another legislation that's up there, hasn't passed yet, but that might be passing. We have a program that we're already using that our procurement manager has put in place in budget that's called Monday Work, and believe it or not, that'll segue right into a very transparent opportunity for showing all the travel that we will be required under the new law if it passes to be posted for our public. So we're ahead of the game on that too. So I think there's a lot of wonderful things happening into the town, and you know, we've been pretty much in the paper for some pretty rough things, like some accidents and suicide, and another accident and fire. And I think, you know, there's so many good things to report that don't always get reported, and I think that's our obligation to get out there. And as public servants, that's what our job is also to assist our public, even if it's not our jurisdiction and doesn't really, you know, we help them and our residents, whether it's to help them with the school board, whether it's to help them with the county, whether it's to help them with the state or the federal issues, we will also, and that is our job as public servants, to help them with those issues that they may have. So with that, I am done. And happy Ash Wednesday, everyone. I look forward to Lent. I need it. Much prayer.
Thank you, Mayor. In regards to, as Councilmember Starkey was talking about the topping off party at the district, that was the most impressive topping off party I've ever seen in 50-something years of being in construction. And they did a fantastic job on that, and the thought that that's $1 billion project in our town is just kind of blows my mind when I think about it, but that was very nice. On another note, one of the things that we have here in my district that I think is just an incredible thing for our town is Flamingo Gardens. And I know that it's been advertised, but I went out with my wife. We went to a fundraiser there, silent auction, and we got to see the new baby panther. And he's really active. They got him in a beautiful compound, and he's not just laying there. He's a young pup, and he's a kitten, I guess you'd call him, and he's running around and jumping on things, and it's a pretty neat thing to see. So if you hadn't had a chance to go by there and see him, go by and check that out. The other thing there in my district, it's the first time that I've done this, is I went to a wedding last Sunday night at the Living Sanctuary there on Flamingo Road. Never been there. And with the closing of Signature Grand, I wonder where everybody was going to go for weddings. That had to be one of the nicest place I've ever seen. I had no idea how nice that place was. It was sensational. So if anybody wants to get married or needs something there at night, I totally recommend to come to Davie, to come in there to that place. It was fantastic. It was as beautiful as anything I've ever seen. It was incredible, and my hat's off to him and kudos. It was sensational setting there in my town, and my wife kept saying, "Oh, I got taking pictures. I'm sending them to so-and-so in Miami. I'm sending them. They got to get married here." Sarah's advertising for them constantly, but we were just so impressed at how beautiful that was in the evening when the lights and all were set up there. It was amazing, amazing. And everything else has pretty much been covered with orange blossom and all, so look forward to seeing everyone soon. And again, congratulations, Mr. Alfonso. I look forward to working with you.
Thank you. I don't want to be repetitious, but again, congratulations. And we look forward to working with you and continuing the great relationships that we have here with the council, working for the people of Davie. And we love our town. We love it with a passion, and I'm sure you're going to bring that same passion to the dais. We appreciate that. Again, Orange Blossom is always my favorite event, and looking forward to it. I also want to thank Cheryl and Leona and the team that are working on Relay for Life. They are doing such a fantastic job trying to raise money with their baskets that they have every week or so, with getting those donations and being able to have those drawings. And it's interesting. I noticed some people must buy an awful lot of tickets because they win more than once. So I always look at who's won what when you post that. But we really appreciate everything you've done, and we're looking forward to Relay for Life. We always feel very strongly about supporting this particular charity. The Veterans Breakfast was this week. Again, we were over 100 had 102 people that we served breakfast to. It was a really great event. Our Veterans Committee is doing a great job of putting together speakers and bringing information to the veterans from the VA and other organizations. We also are talking about the traveling wall that's going to be here at the end of April. This is the Vietnam Wall that travels around the country, and it will be here. I forgot to put down the dates, but it's April 26th in that area. And it's going to be open for 24 hours a day, and it's going to be at the rodeo grounds. The Veterans Committee has put together a great concept, and they already have numerous commitments of busloads of students coming from the different schools, which I think is absolutely, and they're going to have little programs. So it's going to be more than just people coming in to see the wall and to maybe etch some names from the wall. As a matter of fact, I put it on Facebook, and somebody that I knew from years ago said, when and where, there are some names I want to etch. So it's going to draw a lot of people, and we're looking forward to that. We want to thank them. For my fellow council members, I got an email from Lieutenant Colonel Wendell Johnson from the junior ROTC instructor at Weston High School, and he's reaching out to invite us to support their 33rd anniversary military ball. The guest speaker for this year's event is a retired U.S. Army Special Forces colonel, and it's going to be at the Bonaventure Town Center Club in Weston on March 12th. And he's asking if either myself or one of the members of council would offer a brief 2 to 3 minute recognition of the occasion. Also possibly sitting at the head table. I have to check on this because he indicates that the special rate for civic and military leaders is $50, and we can coordinate the payment through him. But usually the person that sits at the head table or speaks is gratis, so I will double check on that. Would anybody be interested in going?
I would go.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going as well. I already
You already
told
responded?
Grace that I would RSVP to go. I don't have to sit at the head table if you're going.
Okay. Marlon, you want to go too? All right, I'll have Grace coordinate it, okay? Thank you.
They always do such a great job.
Yeah, and it's always interesting because you get to stand on the line and welcome all the cadets as they come in. Again, I want to thank everybody for all your hard work. There's a lot been going on in the town, and especially the small business owners. I want to say a special thank you to all the people that support our small businesses. They are the backbone of our community. These are the people that live and have their businesses in the area, and it's so important to give them that support. So don't forget, when you're going out to eat or you're going shopping, make sure you go to one of our local business people. Very, very important. 9 times out of 10, they're also members of the Chamber of Commerce, and you can always see their little signs and enjoy participating. So thank you again, and I appreciate all your efforts. And I'll close with that and ask Mr. Lemack if he has anything to say.
Yeah, Mayor, thank you. Just briefly, first I want to congratulate Mr. Alfonso for the appointment of District 2. After the swearing-in ceremony, I'll be in contact with you. We'll set up some time to go over the town's activities, a tour, and then meeting with all the department directors. So I look forward to that. Thank you. And to Mr. Arvello, Louis, it's good to see you. Thank you. It's good to see you. And I just wanted to say thank you very much, and that's all I have. Have a good night.
Thank you. Mr. Weinthal?
Just want to mirror what Rick said, Dr. Alfonso, congratulations. I look forward to working with you, and we'll be in touch. I have to give a 4-hour ethics training, so we'll be spending some time together for sure. But I really do appreciate and look forward to working with you. And Louis, always nice to see you. I wish you and your husband the best.
Okay. Are there any objections if we end the meeting? We're done.